To be honest, I kind of don't know either.
This is all new trick free.
So Rogue, we have their optional class features, which their third level feature would be steady aim. As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on the next attack roll on the current turn. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use this bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of the next turn.
So wait, you're telling me that finally, as a rogue, I can actually use my thing solo? My only feature that I use as an action when I attack?
Sneak attack?
Yes! Because if you... Did you know? When you're a rogue, if you have advantage on your attack roll, you get sneak attack. So if all your friends are Hey, Caleb, I'm talking to you. If all your friends are if all your friends are smell casters, if all your smells are friend casters, if all your casters are friend smellers, you can't benefit from sneak attack whatsoever.
Wow.
And if a rogue is 1v1, it's dead.
Look at this drow rogue.
The one surrounded by random mushrooms that don't really look to be there.
Yeah, look at his jawline too. That's good art, man. Damn it.
It's just the mushrooms disturb me.
How can they not?
They're not really. It's like they're not even there.
It's underdark.
Something like that.
So that's all the optional. That's the only optional class feature because Rogue is already fucking stacked.
Yeah, they got enough.
They have enough, but that is a cool idea. And
actually allowing them to use their feature.
Yeah,
I like that.
Which I like as well. They get 2 subclasses. The first one is the Phantom, collecting the souls of your defeated foes and everyday objects. What a good idea! Though I probably need an encyclopedia to hold in all of my anti-admirers.
So I'm assuming the Phantom is the old revived?
Dude, you're gonna want to look at this art, dude. Look at this art.
Oh, brilliant.
That's good stuff.
Oh, brilliant.
Alright, I'm already gonna like this.
Yeah,
dude,
so this
is the Shatterkai.
Oh.
They literally are mentioning the Shatterkai right now.
Oh,
Any
you gotta
rogues
read it, dude.
walk
Come
a
on.
fine line between life and death, risking their own lives and taking the lives of others. While adventuring on that line, some rogues discover a mystical connection to death itself. These rogues take knowledge from the dead and become immersed in negative energy, eventually becoming like ghosts. Thieves guilds value them as highly effective information gatherers and spies. Many Shatterkai, which is the race that Forkai is.
Yeah, a variation of elves.
And Sky Orphans. Of the Shadowfell are masters of these macabre techniques, and some are willing to teach this path. In places like Fae and the Forgotten Realms and Karnath and Eberron, where many necromancers practice their crafts, a phantom can become a wizard's confidant and right hand. In temples of gods and death, phantoms might work as an aid to attract those who try to cheat death and recover knowledge that might otherwise be lost to the grave. How do they get their green power? Did you sleep in a grave and awaken your new abilities?
So this has nothing to do with you dying anymore. Because Revive was all about you died, you came back somehow, and now you're living this life and you have essentially a different character.
Wasn't that Soul Knife though?
No, this was Revived. This was a rogue class.
Oh, so was that like in previous editions?
This was UA.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
different name. Altogether.
Different name, different premise.
Okay.
Because it was more about speaking to the dead and you literally being dead. Yeah.
Okay.
You died and came back. That was the Revive.
So they basically just decided to change everything about it.
Yeah.
Which could be good.
It could be.
Whispers of the Dead. The double phantom feature. Echoes of those who have died cling to you. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can choose one skill or tool proficiency that you lack and gain it, as a ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you. You lose this proficiency when you use this feature to choose a different proficiency that you lack. So good!
Yeah, so this before was like, you would change your personality
Mm-hmm.
when you woke up.
So it was more roleplay based.
Yeah.
So it was just personality, not even skills?
No. Like, you would literally go to bed and you would wake up a different person.
That's scary.
Yeah.
It's not like you still can't do that.
Exactly.
It's just that it was the original premise.
Yeah. That was like, okay, so like you have these past lives that you've lived and you kind of recall one of them,
So
basically.
Molly Mock in a weird way.
Yeah.
Whispers of the Dead.
Except Molly Mock was a liar.
Aw, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
You seem like a truthful guy.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's really strong. For a rogue in general, or just in general, that's super strong if you're looking at it from a perspective of like, this is what I want to do. And being able to just do stuff because you can, cool.
It's like, oh, I never had thieves' tool. I have thieves' tools.
Yeah,
I know how to use them.
Thank
A
you,
ghost
Bob.
told me.
Whales of the Grave.
Ghost told me.
Another third level feature. As you know someone close to the grave, you can channel the power of death to harm someone else as well. Immediately after your sneak attack damage to a creature on your turn, you can target a second creature that you can see within 30 feet of the creature. Roll half the number of sneak attack die of your first level, and the second creature takes necrotic damage equal to the half of that roll's total, as whales of death surround them for a moment. That's cool!
So what it was before was that it was what our boy was using. So whenever you just took your cunning action, your bonus action, you would just deal sneak attack damage for no apparent reason.
Okay.
And now, so they changed it so that
So
it's
you know
like
everything about this.
no.
Oh, so how do you remember it then?
Hmm.
Well, then you know about
I
it.
just have a decent memory.
Okay.
I just have a decent memory. Literally it.
Okay. That's helpful. That's
Yeah,
great.
definitely.
Tokens of the Departed is the 9th level feature. When a life ends in your presence, you are able. Okay, I'll look this on. You are able to snatch a token from the departed soul, a sliver of its health, of its life essence that takes physical form as a reaction when a creature you can see dies within 30 feet of you. You can open your free hand and cause a tiny trinket to appear there. A soul trinket. The DM determines the trinket's form or has you roll on the trinket's table to generate it. You can have a maximum number of your trinkets equal to your proficiency modifier. When you can use it. What we want to know is what we can use it for. So this is what you can use the trinkets for. While a soul trinket is on your person, you have advantage on death saving throws and constitution saving throws. Your vitality is enhanced by the life essence within the object. When you deal sneak attack damage on your turn, you can destroy one of your soul trinkets that's on your person, and then immediately use Wail from the Graves. Oh! 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 Okay. As an action, you can destroy one of your soul trinkets, no matter where it's located. When you do so, you can ask the spirit associated with that trinket one question. Oh, neat! The spirit appears to you and answers it in a language it knew in its life. Is under no obligation to be truthful, and its answers as concisely as possible, eager to be free. The spirit knows only what it knew in life.
So this used to be like you had a free speak to the dead. And that was really it. That is
so
really.
You know all of it. Stop saying you don't.
I just, like I said, I just have a decent memory. I don't know if it included more things, but I know you got like a free speak to the dead, basically. It was a completely underwhelming in comparison to this.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's very flavorful.
Yeah, it's very versatile too. I mean, just very, very, very versatile.
It's very versatile and definitely something that can be used to your advantage on a consistent basis in the right place.
And also feels so lich-like. Because you're literally just gathering these souls and you're just like harboring them on your persons.
Yeah, it's a Joey subclass.
Definitely.
Ghost Walk. You can phase partially into the realm of the dead, becoming like a ghost. As a bonus action, you assume a spectral form. While in this form, you have a flying speed of 10 feet. You can hover and attack rolls have disadvantage against you. You can also move through creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, but but you take 1d10 force damage if you're in your turn inside a creature or an object. You stay in this form for 10 minutes or until you end it as a bonus action. You are a ghost. For 10 minutes, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Longer than that, because you can use this feature again when you must finish a long rest or destroy one of your soul trinkets. So soul trinkets are very vital to this
class.
That's so dope.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those classes you want to get to late game with.
It's incredibly useful.
Yeah.
17th level, Death's Friend. Your association with death has become so close that you gain the following benefits. You use your whales from the grave, you can deal the necrotic damage to both the first and the second creature. At the end of your long rest, a soul trinket appears in your hand. If you don't have any soul trinkets, that's the spirits of the dead are drawn to you. Okay. So it's one of those classes that once again, that's a little underwhelming if I'm being honest.
First level 17, definitely. I mean, your burst damage for your thing is probably around. So level 17, you have what, like 8d6, and then you get to add another 4d6.
Okay, so that's not terrible. That's still strong, I guess.
And then your Whale of the Grave, you get to deal full damage. So you get to deal another 8d. You get to basically almost quadruple your dice.
Which is okay. So it is strong. It's just when you're reading it, from its core, it's not that strong. But okay, that's very strong. The Phantom is definitely a unique subclass that I feel like is going to be used
it's actually equivalent to like a crit, really.
It is a crit, pretty much.
Oh my god! If you actually crit with that, then you're just rolling dice for days. Like that's actually what it's saying.
You kill
the boss.
Right,
you kill the BBG.
What the fuck you want from me, man? You kill. I can already see where that's going.
Yeah, that actually, if rules is written, that's a lot of damage.
That is. Next subclass is the Soul Knife. I also have the ability to manifest my thoughts.
Oh, his head.
Ways that cut people. I call this power words.
Power word kill.
It's literally the psionic one.
Yeah. No, it's what my TK is.
You just Soul Knife?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Most assassins with physical weapons and many burglars and spies use thieves' tools to infiltrate structures, locations. In contrast, his soul knife strikes and infiltrates with the brain, cutting through barriers both physical and psychic. These rogues discover psionic powers within themselves and channel it through their roguish work. They find easy employment as members of the Thieves Guild, though they are often mistrusted by rogues who are leery and anyone using strange mind powers to conduct their business. Most governments are also happy to employ a soul knife as a spy. Amid the trees and ancient forests and the material plains of the Feywild, some wood elves walk the path of the soul knife, serving as a sign of lethal guardians of the woods. In an endless war against the Githzerai are encouraged to become soul knife when stealth is required against a Githyanki foe. As a soul knife, your psionic abilities must have haunted you since you were a child, also revealing the full potential into your existence as stress or adventure. Or you might have sought a reclusive order of psychic adepts and spent years learning to manifest your powers. Psionic power! You harbor a wellspring of psionic energy within yourself. This energy is represented in your psionic energy dice, which are D6. You have a number of these dice equal to twice your proficiency bonus, and they fuel various psionic powers you have, which are detailed below. Some of the powers expend a psionic energy die they use. As a specific power description, you can't use a power if it is required to use a die. When your dice are all expended, you regain all your expended psionic energy dice when you finish a long rest. In addition, as a bonus action, when you can regain one expended psionic energy die, but you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. When you reach certain levels in the class, your psionic dice increases. At level 5, it's a D8. At level 11, it's a D10. Level 17, a big fat D12. The powers below, use your psionic energy dice. Cyballistic Neck! Use your non-psionic training. When your non-psionic training fails you, your psionic powers can help you. If you fail any ability check using a tool or skill that you have proficiency with, you can roll one psionic energy die and add the number to the roll check, potentially turning failure into a success. You expend the die only if the roll succeeds. Psionic whisper, whisper, whisper. You can establish a psionic communication between yourself and others, perfect for quiet infiltration. As an action, one or more creature you see, up to the number of creatures equal to your proficiency dice, and then roll one psionic energy die. For a number of hours equal to the number rolled, the chosen creature can speak telepathically to you, and you speak telepathically to them. You can send and receive message, no action required, and you and the other creature must be within 1 whole mile of each other. A creature can't use their telepathy if they can't speak any languages and or is stupid. And a creature can end the telepathic communication at any time, no action required. You and the creature don't need to speak and commune language to understand each other. Wow. The first time you use this power, after each long rest, you don't expend energy die. Whoa. All the other times you use this power, you expend a die. So you get one for each of it, basically. That's cool. You can manifest a shimmering blade of psionic energy. Whenever you attack as an action, you can manifest a psychic blade in your free hand and make an attack with the blade. The blade is magic and a simple melee with the finesse and thrown properties. It has normal range of 60 and no long range, so it's just big fat 60. That's pretty good. And on a hit, it deals psychic damage equal to D6 plus the ability modifier you use to the attack roll. The blade vanishes immediately after it hits or misses the target and leaves no mark on the target, and as it deals damage. After you attack with this blade, you can make a melee or range attack with a second psychic blade as a bonus action on the same turn, provided your other hand is free to create it. The damage dice is equal to D4 instead of a D6. So basically you get a free, this weapon that you just create with your brain. So you always have a weapon on you. You literally can be the guy with 0 weapons all the time. But always have a weapon.
Oh, goodbye.
It's like a monk.
Goodbye.
But except with the brain. Brain monk. I'm a brain monk. Soul blades. Your psychic blades are now expression of your psi-suffused soul. Giving these powers, you use a psionic blade energy dice. Homing strike! If you make an attack roll with your psychic blades and miss the target, you can roll 1 psionic energy and add the number equal to the attack roll. If it causes the attack to hit, expend the psionic energy die. So you actually get this for free, homing strike. So if you fuck up and say, I use my psionic energy die, and it still doesn't hit, that means you actually don't expend it, and you keep that dice.
That's silly. That makes no sense to me.
But that's what it's saying.
I know that's what it's saying. I don't mean it's not silly to me.
Yeah, because
Okay.
most things are like, you use it, you lose it.
That's how it should be, though.
That's how I'd
Regardless.
roll it too. But it is level 9. I mean, it takes really long to get there.
Well, it would be determined.
Yeah.
It would probably be like a thing where...
Exactly. We'll see how strong it is, number 1.
And then talk to them afterwards.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, that would have to potentially change, because that just. What if you have another person at the table that used their die, and they didn't get the thing? Oh man, I didn't hit. And then you do it, and you're just like, oh man, I didn't hit.
But
I'll take that back.
but like slightly at the same time, I understand where it's coming from with the word homing strikes. It's literally magic missile.
No, I understand. Like I get that part to it. It's fine, but
Yeah, because even though yeah,
it's just one of those things where you have to take it table by table.
yeah, exactly. Psionic teleportation as a bonus action, you manifest one of your psychic blades. Expend one psionic energy die and roll it. And throw the blade into an unoccupied space you can see. And up to a number of feet equal to 10 times the frickin' rolled dice. Holy what? So a D8 can literally go 80 feet as a bonus action.
That's what it seems to be saying.
Without using your movement speed. That's
silly.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Joshua very, very shady.
That's pretty good.
I agree. Sure.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You can psychic veil. Level 13, Soul Knife feature. You can weave a veil of psychic static and mask yourself. As an action, you can magically become invisible along with anything you are wearing or carrying for 1 hour or until you dismiss the effect. No action required. The invisibility ends immediately immediately after you take damage, deal damage to a creature, or you force a creature to make a saving throw. Once you use this feature, you can't do so long to a long rest unless you expend a psionic energy die to do so. I really like that whole spend something to get something back thing. I think this should be implemented in a, what do you call it? Errata? Yes. Where they kind of redact the fact that they don't allow this to be done with many other subclasses that are in previous titles, because a lot of these are really good.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, this is going to be the one-stop shop that everyone's using, because this is pretty much going to replace most of the subclasses that probably people want to take in the near future.
Yeah.
So unless they go back and like, okay, you can use your, ability points to recast this or whatever, whatever resource you have. But yeah, moving on. Red Mind. You can sweep your psychic blades directly through a creature's mind.
Yep.
When you use your psychic blades to deal sneak attack damage to a creature, you can force it to make a wisdom saving throw. DC is equal to 80% proficient plus the dexterity modifier. If it fails, the creature is stunned for a minute.
Come on now.
The stunned creature can repeat this saving throw at the end of its turn, ending the success. I mean, you got a monk. You have a monk doing this. You have this guy doing this.
How many times am I stunning my creature? Like, fuck off.
But the thing is that once you get to level 17, half of the things are going to be resistant to stun.
True.
That's the other caveat. I kind of feel this is weak.
I think it is too.
I feel this should actually be along with your level 9 abilities, and this should just be something to...
I'm not a big fan of this subclass.
No.
I think it's weak.
Like, the early level stuff, I like. Having to just the ability to just conjure up a blade out of nowhere, you literally can be the weaponless rogue.
It's cool when you're looking at it flavor-wise.
But once you get to level 17, this is underwhelming.
100% underwhelming. It's kind of lame. It's actually lame. If I'm being honest.
That's
okay.
That's just not something you should get level.
It's already one of those concepts that Caleb himself just has a hard time wrapping around. It's a cool idea at the end of the day. Like, it's cool flavor-wise, and it's just not a type of character Caleb would play. But it's it just feels like it's not doing what it should.
No.
And then, like, if we're looking at both subclass, I like the Phantom better just because between the flavorness, the roleplay aspects, and what it gives you class-wise, I just think it's more useful.
It's like, yes, this does have... It has its own features. It has its own abilities. It has its own reasons of being there. But it is not enough to differentiate
Between...
from, like, let's literally look at the freaking fighter one. What?
Yeah, it's a lot.
What?
Yeah,
That's way stronger than this shit.
It's way cooler, too.
And you're literally diminishing the fact that you are a rogue.
The Sci Fighter is way cooler.
Like, your rogue abilities really don't tie in well with what you're doing.
It's an okay idea. It's not terrible by any means, but it just falls flat where it should succeed.
Yeah, this should be really fun and interesting.
They just put all that into the fighter.
Yeah,
they put all the interesting, cool features and then put the okay ones on this one. Because okay, as a rogue, it can just have the okay stuff. Okay, sure.
I mean, but we have to look at the end of the day.
It's a rogue.
Rogue alone is OP.
You can do this. Literally, it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Exactly.
It's strong.
You just take Rogue and you take out all the core. You just have a core abilities and no subclass, and you're still strong.
Exactly.
That's just it at the end of the freaking day.
Mm-hmm. That's Rogue though. They didn't really need any extra stuff, but every class is getting something.
But at the same time, this is a very unfair to DM, as far as literally being able to conjure up blades out of nowhere, because this is what the rogue's gonna do. The abuse rogue, the rogue that abuses everything, they're gonna go. So,
you suck.
My hands are tied, right?
Oh my god.
I conjure a blade.
And then...
Your hands are no longer fucking tied.
Okay.
Whoop-de-doo.
Cool, your hands are no longer tied. You are all by yourself. I try to sneak away. You are surrounded by mind flayers.
I turn invisible.
They can still see you. Make an intelligence saving throw.
No.
Strength saving throw. You failed both. Okay, you are grappled and your brain is devoured.
I use my psi booster.
You still failed.
Was it D12? I got a 12.
That you still failed. Your brain's eaten. Make a new character. What a dickhead of a DM.
Yeah.
But to a degree, like, I'll be honest. Sometimes if your character, if you have player and you're playing online and there's this one guy, everyone else is being normal. You're being normal with everyone else. You're chill as fuck. And then you got this one guy that just keeps on doing random shit, and you're just like, okay, you're doing random shit. Blah, 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 and they're just like, why can't I do that? Because I say you can't do that, and it's still my game. And if you do that, I'm warning you that if you do that, there'll be consequences. I still want to do it. Okay. What the hell? There's consequences? You didn't say that!